So far, is there any question, any problems? So asking you as well. Yes, Lucas and Charlotte. All good?
All good.
Not yet. All good.
Okay, perfect. So let's go. And let's discuss about what is platform engineering and the impact, of course, of platform engineering. Oh, just very quickly, just to be able to explain also my setup. So basically, I have the slide deck, which is there, and my screen sharing, which is there. I have my camera, which is also there when I see some Q&A and some interaction from the chat. So I'm going to back and forth between both. So if I'm looking here and here, so basically I'm still with you. If I'm looking here, I'm not with you. So just keep in mind, just to explain, okay, what I'm doing and how I'm interacting. So let's go. So let me introduce on that and on the agenda. So what is the platform team? So what is important is really that we are all aligned about platform engineering. So platform engineering teams so build and maintain internal developer platform. So it's really important that you see the platform engineering team like the product team who own the software factory or all the tool of the software factory, and the developers or any stakeholder of the software delivery lifecycle need to be seen as a customer. So that's really important because as well that their mission is simple and powerful because they want to reduce the connective loads of this tool chain sprawl that you can have, that you can use. And also in order, of course, to be able to accelerate your productivity and your velocity as a user, as a developer. So that's important because what we want to avoid is that having every team or everyone, every single individual to be able to figure it out. So CI/CD, so which scanners they need to apply, in which project they will have to interact. So what is the deployment strategy? What is the infrastructure by their own? Because it's going to consume time. They can do it for sure, but it's just going to consume time. But let's try to delegate that to the platform engineering team who's going to create kind of self-service capabilities that will allow you to ship code safely and quickly without becoming really expert into the product itself, right? What you want is really to be able, as I mentioned, so the keyword is self-service. You want to have as a service to be able to really do what you have to do. So that's really important. And also same thing. So you can see also the platform engineering team as an enabler to be able to facilitate the life of their user. But when I'm saying that about the platform, we used to have platform, right? Platform, everyone already has a platform. We have different tools that work together, and this is what we define a platform. But what we have seen is that modern software delivery, it's like hiking with 100 different hiking trails to the summit. So you see that this is, for example, what we've seen frequently. So basically and what I've seen with my customers is that they're using different tools, whatever is to be able to do, yes, project management, then to be able to do security, then to handle the code, then to do monitoring, and to be able to do documentation and so on. So there is a lot of, let's say, path that a user needs to take to be able to do their work. What's going to happen is that with that is that everyone to be able to really find and to have some consistency into the practice that you're trying to make in place. It's going to be tough because all teams need to reinvent the wheel. Basically, the how different people is going to use the different tool or the integration between those different tools are also different. And also what we've seen, because it's different tools, so whatever we want to do, basically we are going to create knowledge silos, right? So really to be able to separate the visibility and the information between the teams as well, we're not going to foster the collaboration. That's really, really important. And let's say that if you join an organization with all those tools, you need to learn how to use all those tools. the platform team or the ID team needs to also open all the permission to be able to get access to those tools and so on. So I think you see that without guidance, it could be very a chaos. And of course, you can provide guidance, you can provide documentation, but same thing. The fact that you have a lot of tools, which is important, and I'm going to repeat that part. So the sprawl of tools, so basically bring really complexity to the transformation, because transformation, it's about, so, agility. And on that, so we are going to discuss as well with AI and everything that we're doing, because we want to have AI everywhere. And to have AI everywhere, if you have a lot of different tools, that means that you need to work to be able to provide those AI everywhere, really everywhere, which is also kind of connective loads additional. And after that, we're also talking about to be able to have the same context, to making sure that basically from the beginning to the end, you are going to have the right result. So what we've seen, and this is really in general, is that nightmare, of course, when you have to do integration, you spend more time to integrate those different tools that really using those tools. There is an aspect about context switching. So context switching, which is really important, and this is something that we're starting to hear more and more, is just the fact that when you're doing something and a colleague interrupts you, or you just change from one tool to another, from the brand, you need sometimes basically to get refocus on what you are doing, what you're looking for on one tool. Which means that when you go back to the tool, you are going also to, let's say, to have some time to be able to do those context switching. And as you know, as a developer, it's not just I'm using one tool, then the other, then the other. So we're doing really back and forth. So absolutely everywhere, because to be able to code, for example, we need to be able to collect those information. And if this information is distributed everywhere, it's where we're going to consume time. And this is basically what we're trying really to reduce with our approach and with GitLab. So here, the golden path on platform engineering team. So how we want to have it is really to have this golden path, which is an opinionated and supported way, really, and consistent, which is also important to be able to build, test, and deploy application within your organization. It's not the only way. So it's really important as well that it's not about, okay, I'm providing you some best practices, and those best practices, this is the single source of truth. So it's not the only way, but what you want is really to be able to provide some basis, some fundamental way of doing things. And of course, from your organization, you always have some specificity or some where you need some customization. So that's okay. But at least that for most, let's say, of your normal process, so you will have this way to be able to work. And this way is what you define as the best way. So basically to be able to go from an idea that you have to pushing your application into production. And that's really important. And the goal is, of course, to be able to reduce all the hiking map that we have between all the tools, to be able to really maintain a well-marked trail with guardrails, rest stop, and clear signal. So this is the goal, and this is what we are going to experiment, and we are going to do it with GitLab, because one thing that helping us, because yes, GitLab existing for 13 years now. And one thing that we have and how we are going to helping you to really enable the platform team is really the fact that we are just a single application. So basically a single platform that's going to helping you to handle everything that needs to be handled for your software delivery lifecycle. And that's really important. So with GitLab, you can build a golden path. You can reduce the tool chain sprawl. You can enable self-service as well, and you are going to see that, especially with the different API, but with the CI/CD components. You can maintain guardrails for compliance, for example. We're going to see it as well. And what will be important, you will be able to get to measure everything. And that's also important because what we've seen as well from the market is that a lot of customers are not able to, to evaluate their way, if their way of developing application, deploying application into building the application into their environment is good or not. So that's why that we have the DORA metrics that's going to help. And with GitLab, because we handle all the software delivery lifecycle. So basically, from the beginning to the end, we are going to collect all the data, all the metadata, all the information, and we're providing those measures into a really nice way to be able to see that. This is the introduction. I'm just going to stop there to ask to Lucas and Charlotte if there is some specific question about what is, yes, engineering team. And also to be able to make sure that you are at the right place and this is exactly what you're looking for as a, let's say, information or experience for the workshop today.
No question as now.
Okay. And everyone is happy? So thumb up if you are happy.
Just one logging issue.
Okay.
But we are investigating.
Yes, thank you, Jake. Thank you, everyone. And yes, and don't hesitate as well to use in other, emoji. That's also working very well on that. And just, yes, I mean, basically, it surprised me. So that's always good. But everyone is there. So once again, we have 32 attendees. So our objective is really to be able to bring everyone through that workshop and that everyone was able to succeed everything. So let's start. And the first thing that we're going to discuss, right now and into that, let's say, golden path is from the software delivery lifecycle. So before coding, of course, what we need to do is to be able to create our user story, to be able to create to plan basically the work, to create the user story and to be able to define what needs to be implemented, which is important. And we're going to see so how it looks like with GitLab. So on that, once again, so from this lab 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, I'm going to introduce the workshop very quickly, briefly. I'm going to show you what it should look like at the end. And then I will give you, I think, 15 minutes. And we will see based on your pace to complete all the exercise. And I'm going to do a wrap up at the end. And then we're going to continuing for the next labs as well. So on GitLab, we have this section, which is the agile planning section, which is really important. Is basically how GitLab is going to organize, how you are going to organize the hierarchy within GitLab in order to be able to get the full potential of the solution. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the bottom. Let me take my laser pointer. So here I'm going to start with the project. So the project is where teams are going to collaborate, where you are going to work, when you are going to have your user story, your pipeline, and your code. This is where you have the Git repository and everything that is attached to a Git repository. This is something that we're doing at the project level. And basically, this is where part of the application is there. Then, on top of that, you have group or subgroup. And the group of subgroup is mainly a collection, a set of projects that you want to combine together. So you can imagine, for example, if you using, for example, microservices, which is the most common, what you will do is that you are going to create a group like your entire application, and you are going to have one project for each microservices. So like this, you will be able really to be able to keep this notion of, yes, microservices or microservices with the main application on that. It's also possible to be able to use a group, which also going to be interesting, is that when you have one or a subgroup, when you have one application, but from the application, you want, for example, to separate the CI and the CD, then you want to be able also to add some security policies. You want to also using GitOps, for example, to be able to provide those information. So you will have all these components as a project. And basically, you are going to have as a group your big application. And this is basically what we are going to do today during the workshop. And on the top, you have, of course, the organization. So the organization is what also we call the top level namespace. And is going to help basically also to be able to gather all the information or to be able to apply some common policies, common rule, common requirements across the entire group, subgroup, and projects. So you will see it's really like a tree that we put it in place. And basically all the data, all the information that I see from a set of, for all the project under a group. So I will be able to see all the information here, then on the subgroup, then on the group, and then on the organization. Basically, I will be able to see all the group, all the subgroup, all the project of my organization, which is going to helping me as well to be able to have some key metrics. And I will be able to show you also that during the workshop. Then when we organize the work, what will be important is to be able to define the work. And for that also something where different level. So we're going to have epic. So the epic will be composed of a sub-epic and some issues. So epic will be the strategic initiative or the big program, the big initiative that you would like to have within your organization, really at the top level, like business key metrics, for example, requirements and metrics. Then you have the sub-epic if you want, because the program is very big, but you want to separate it into epics, which is still at the larger scale than just a user story, which is important. Then we have the issue, which is basically the user story, where you define concretely what needs to be done at the technical level and what the business basically and developer and the tech team are going to interact. And if needed, you are also going to have a task, which is basically the user story that you would like to break down into a technical requirement, technical items for the dev team to be able to better follow so what they have to do and to have more detail on that part. So you are going really to have those three levels. So once again, so epic, which going to contain epics and issues. The issue is defined what needs to be done, and the task is going to go a bit more in detail when is needed. And then we have the organization, we have the definition of what needs to be done, and now we need to track the work. And for that, within GitLab, we have as well, so 3 elements. So the first one, which is important to be able to provide some portfolio management, which is the roadmap. From the roadmap, it's at the group level, and it's going to give you a timeline view about the different epic. And you will see from the epic, we are going to have a lot of metadata, starting date, ending date, and a lot of information that's going to helping you to be able to have nice visualization. Then we are going to have the iteration. So the iteration is going to track issues for here it's small period of time, but it's mainly about sprints. Is we using basically iteration for sprint in the most case. And then we have the milestone. So the milestone, it's more to be able to follow a release because it's going to be bigger. So basically the timeline will be bigger than an iteration. And from the milestone, we are going to track not only the issue, but also issue, merge request, a contributor, and everyone who basically interact and contribute to a specific release. So this is the 3 aspects that we are going to use to be able also to track the work. And on that, on summary, is really what we define as GitLab Agile Planning. really to be able to have from the organization, so the group, subgroup projects, you will see, so let's start with the project, in which you are going to have the issues and the different milestone of the project. Then you have the group or subgroup when you are going to have the sub-epic, who is going to define the feature or some piece of the program and also the roadmap. And then you have the group at the upper level when you are going to have epics and issue, and when you are going as well to have roadmap, milestone, and iteration. So that's basically to be able to help to coordinate the work and also to be able to provide, traceability. So this is something that we are going to see right now. So for now, from the instruction, so if there are any question, just before to let you go, no question,
No
all
question.
good,
No question.
all good, all clear, everyone is happy. We love you, you love us, so everything is okay. Okay, perfect, great. So let's back to your project. So this is the GitLab here group that you have from the GitLab group. So if you click here, you are going to enter into the project. As you can see, just to be able to explain, you are going to have the GitLab Learn Lab, which is going to be, let's say, the top level group. Then you have a subgroup, plus another subgroup, plus another subgroup. There is a lot of subgroup and you can really play with that, which is quite really powerful to be able to organize whatever you would like to. So whatever, yes, whatever you want to implement or to structure within GitLab. And you are going to have here the project. It's inside the project that we are going to spend some time during this first lap. And on the project, so if you go to issues, you are going to have the four issues, and we are going to go to the first one, which is so number one, planning our work. What I suggest to be able to work and to be able to make sure that is working is basically to be able to have one tab, or to use one tab to be able to get the instruction here, because those instructions will be important. And then to be able to have another tab here. Let me take that here. To be able to do the work. After that, you play as you would like to play, right? So it's not mandatory, but it's just, yes, a proposal to be able helping you to go through instruction here and basically where you are going to do all the actions. So here you will see you are going to have the agenda. You are going to go through all the instruction that is there. So it's really well explained. So just follow the instruction. So I'm not going to add that into the detail. So when you finished those instructions, so you will have to close the issue. So you can scroll at the bottom of the issue and click on close. Like this, the issue will be closed and I will be able to see it at the group level. And on this, once again, if you have any question to be able to start, so just let us know. The results that we are looking for into that section, so mainly is to be able, first of all, to be able to create some labels. Here you will see, oh, I don't have labels on this group here. Let me go. Oh yes, well, because this is my group. Let me show you. Go back to one of my projects that I don't find anymore. Okay, so here, as you can see, because you are at the session level, so I have the right to be able to see all your groups that you have here. And you are going to see only your group. So this is also the segregation of duty. This is something that we can do also within GitLab, but having that information is going to helping us to follow what you're doing. So, no. So never mind. So the first thing that you will have to do, so if I take one project here, so I don't know who's created those projects, but let me take an example. So the first thing is to be able to create a lot of different labels. You will see, so right now there is just one labels, but you will have to create your own labels, which is important. Then you are going to create some issue board. So the issue board is really to be able to provide you some visibility about those issues. So using a Kanban board, you are going to implement a milestone. You are going to create issues, several issues. You are going to see the issue on the board. And of course, you are going also to see, yes, a couple of information as well from on the milestone and how it looks like, especially with the burn down and the burn up chart. So from there, I'm going to stop talking. I let you, yes, go through the number one instruction. So once again, if you have any question, go to the Q&A section. We will be there to support you. And when you finished, same thing, just send a message into the chat, just for us also to be able to adapt our pace in this workshop. And on that, let me provide a timer, and from the timer here, so let's say that I will go back and speak again, let's say to wrap up the session and to go to the next session in 40 minutes. And yes, in the meantime, I'm going to mute and I'm going to go off camera to let you work on the first issue. Hello again, everyone. So, just to see, because I see that, yes, couple of you made a good progress, just to be able to show you what I monitor and what I see. So once again, so as we also using for this workshop, really we're using everything to be able to, we use GitLab for this workshop and also to be able to work. So basically we can also use GitLab to be able to track basically your work and to be able to know who are advanced or not into the workshop. So right now, if we can see, so I'm using here the issue board. So basically to be able to see from this planning workshop, planning our work, so who's finished and who's assigned. So basically when you get assigned to that issue, so I can see it here. So basically that means that you're currently working on it. And when you close the issue, so basically it's flag and done, and I'm able to do that. So right now we have 19 people who's doing actively the workshop, which is good. And 12 of you have finished basically this first lab. So really congratulations to all of you. First of all, maybe if you can share very quickly into the chat, how was this experience for you? If you learned something, if it's different from what you have seen, or if there is anything that also we can improve as well. So really don't hesitate to really share your feedback because this is something that is important for us. So here 12, so I think from 12 we are more of the majority. And basically, when we ask in the workshop is to be able to create those labels, so different labels that you can see. Let me, yes, here. So the CI/CD, the security one, and also to be able to use the scope labels to be able to follow the workflow, especially from in progress and on review. Then what you are going to create as well is the different issue board. You can do the same thing as well from the Epic board. This is exactly the same, but on the issue board from your project. So basically, you will be able to do some back and forth between your different issues. For example, if I use this issue, so now this issue is flagged. Let me open it in big, is flagged automatically into work in progress, which is what I want. And just for doing this drag and drop from this, basically it's going to update automatically the different labels. So the labels are really important because it's really from the labels that you will be able also to do some research, to be able to categorize also your issue, your epics, and also to be able to use really nice query. So this is one aspect that you need to do. So then, as mentioned, you need to create the issue board, which is there, and you can create as many issue board that you would like to create. And from those issue boards, of course, let me do this. So you can add an issue board based on labels, for example, assignee, milestone, iteration, or also status. So status, this is what we add into our, so some release ago about the status is really to be able to start some automatic workflow inside this planning, agile planning. And when you've done those as well, so you will be able to see that you have the milestone. So basically, the iteration will be the same. It's just two different level, two different granularity. So after that, you can organize as you want. But what we're doing is really about the milestone, which is the release, longer periods, and we have the iteration, which is aligned to a sprint. So usually 2 weeks. You have the burden chart, the burn-up chart to be able to see what is the progress with the timeline. And from all the issues, let me also click here. So you are going to have, yes, different information to be able to track what's happening there. You will be able to see the work items, so all those issues where they are. So right now they are not yet completed. They should be unstarted because it's not assigned. And if you go some back and forth, especially with the milestone, you will be able to see the progress. So once again, milestone, you are going to have all the merge requests that has been created and linked to the issue. Important, all the participants, the contributor, and of course, all the labels that has been created. So the goal is really to be able to show you very quickly about all those elements. So if you want to try as well, the environment is your environment. If you want to try something, so not really following the workshop, but a bit in parallel. So don't hesitate to create your own milestone or to be able to do also some tests because we are also here to, yes, to helping you also to see how the experience could look like, so based on your different use cases. So this is what you do, and at the end, of course, you have to close it and to finish it, and this is what has been done on that. Any question, anything about this first lap? Or any clarification that we can provide you? So based on your own use case, for example? Or everything is working smoothly? Okay, just two people who's going to finish the first lap. And so, okay, so let's continue on the workshop and let's go for the second one. Good, 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 good. Where I'm here. So on the second part, so now that we have now managed to organize our work now, so what we will do is to be able to starting to implement the pipeline orchestration and basically to define the pipeline to be able to build, run, and deploy our application. So for that, on GitLab, what we are going to use, and this is also something that is really important, especially as I mentioned, what we want to do as a platform engineering team is to be able to create some consistency and also to be able to prevent different team members to reinvent the wheel. So that's why that we come with this idea, basically that's going to really help to have and to create some catalogs and to be able to foster the reusability and the sharing knowledge when we're talking about defining a specific CI job within GitLab. So I don't know if you're familiar with the component about GitLab, but those components is going to is basically the evolution of the template. So it's really like a template, and we're going to use roughly similar. But what we are going to provide is, first of all, to be able to add some custom input, which is important, and also to be able to provide some versioning and some testing that we are going to follow across the entire life cycle of that component. So that's also really important to be able to give the latest version always available, but you let the team as a self-service team to be able to update and to use the latest version. So whenever they think is necessary, because of course they are not going to use right now the latest version because they need also to test it, and probably also they could have some conflict as well with the different version. But it's really to be able to provide this flexibility that we build those components with the input, as mentioned, to be able to have also a catalog that we can share in general. Because yes, we stay and we still have an open source company, and that's why that this part of sharing and collaboration between the different teams are really, really important. So the catalog look like to that. And this is something that we are going to create. And just as example, just to show you what is the result when we're talking about a catalog, is on that part is that if I go into my different explore, and this is something as well that you can you will be able to have a look. If you go to the bar that you see on the top left, search or go to, you click on explore. From the Explore, you are going to find that you are going to have different elements, and especially the CI/CD catalog. And from the CI/CD catalog, for example, if you are going to have all the components of the CI job that already been created. So basically that you can reuse into your pipeline. If it already exists, for example, if you want to do, to build with Docker and to put it into the container registry of GitLab. So you have already a component that you can use. And the one that we are going to create during the workshop is linked to everything that is the golden one. So as you can see, there is mine, which is the component that has created Madhu, and you will see that there is also the one from Charlotte. And from those components, you will be able to see there is some version. Once again, really different version, and the versioning is really important. So we provide the way to include this component inside your own pipeline. And we provide also information about what will be the input. Of course, there is a README that need to be here. It needs to be more elaborate to be able to really explain how to use this component, who create those components, and to be able to follow everything. But here during this exercise, so on the platform engineering team, you are going to see, okay, how you are going to create your component, how you are going to use also the component within the pipeline, which is going to be very, very interesting on that. Oops, here. So mention, yes, existing component of the pipeline that you can reuse with some example. That's quite good because it's really, you are going to really define the component, providing enough customization to be able to adapt to any of your different use cases. Same thing, you are going to see some detail into the workshop and into those instructions. So if I go back into the instruction that we have, which are there. Here, let me go this. So this is the first one. And what we will have to do for the next section here is that on this section, what is going to ask is first of all to be able to take this example and to see how it look like. So a pipeline with only two jobs with GitLab, to be able to experiment as well. So, so how you build the pipeline, how you validate the pipeline on that. So we are going to add the new job into that pipeline. So you will see that when you add the job on the pipeline, you are going to have your first run of the pipeline. Probably, and as the instruction said, you are going to have some issues. So you will have to fix the issue and to be able to find by yourself what is the problem. And you will see that you will not be alone, but you are going to use GitLab Duo, which is our set of AI capabilities, so native to the platform to be able to help you. And I'm really looking for your feedback as well on the way that we are integrating AI within GitLab. We can discuss about that later. And then when you have your first pipeline to create your CI/CD components, to have your component, to deploy your component, to have it into your catalog, and then to use it into your own pipeline. And let's say that's it. But same thing. So I'm stop here. If you have any question, just let us know into the Q&A section. So we are in the round or the lab 2, the pipeline orchestration. And I'm going to leave as well, so 15 minutes, and we will see if I will jump before then or not. But yeah, 50 minutes to do this second round of exercise. And just before to start the timer, so yes, Chloe, Lucas, is there any question, remark that I need to be aware?
Yes, we have one. Is it normal that I couldn't find the golden component in CI/CD catalog? It's not yet created, so you will find it once you create it.
Yeah. So Erdem, so you will see into the section. So you will have to create your own catalog, your own component, and just have a look on. Just have a look. Just go through the exercise number 2, the pipeline orchestration from the issue, and you will see that it will be more clear. So I stopped the let me put that. I start the recording here, and here I'm going to continuing to follow what you're doing. So as I mentioned, at the group level, and I'm coming back, and we are coming back in the 14 minutes. Hey, welcome back. Quick question. Do you want some extra time to be able to complete the second section? Because right now,
Yes, we have a yes.
we have a yes, we have a yes. Okay. So I'm going to give, let's say, 10 extra minutes during these 10 minutes. So let's take also the time to do a break as well. So this is the official break. So after 1 hour and a half. So let's take yes 10 minutes to let you yes finishing the workshop. So doing a break and yes in 10 minutes I work our past quarter. 10 minutes. Oh, it shouldn't that here. No. And I'm going back yes to wrap up the session. So let's do that. So see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Let's see what we have right now from the progress. So I think you still need some time. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, so basically it's on the CI/CD. So right now, yeah, we have almost half the people who complete the CI/CD component. So same thing. So I will let you just a couple of minutes to finish. Let's see very quickly about what should have been the exercise and what should be the result to take some question. And after that, so if you haven't completed the lab 2, so you just go and finish the lab 2, but just to be able to make sure that I also introduce the lab 3 for the other people who was already finished. If it's okay for you, I'm just going to grab your attention for 2 minutes. So I see on the chat there is some question. Stronger with the step 2, my file pipeline. So yes, if you can tell us a bit more. Bartlomei. So if yes, I pronounced the name correctly. I hope so. So just let me know. And that, yeah, the team is going to have a look on what's happening there. Okay. So on that, let me put it in big screen here. So on the pipeline orchestration, so the first thing that has need to be done is to create the pipeline. So if I going into this project, I think it's where here. So it's where I creating my pipeline. So yes, you go to the pipeline. So from the pipeline, so you have the different elements of the pipeline. So the first steps that need to be done is to create a pipeline without the components, with the 3 items, which is a job for build, a job for test, and a job for the linter. You have seen, so just have a look into the different keywords, but basically from a pipeline, you are going different stages. And inside the stages, you will have all the different jobs that has been defined. So as a result, so if you go to the build section, you will be able to get some pipeline runs. The idea is, of course, to be able to have a pipeline that is running well with the component, with everything that is inside. And sorry, I'm going too far into yes, the job. And basically what we the result at the end is really to be able to have those 2 stages and to be able to have the build container, the test, and the lint that is working. So during that process, you should have an error with the lint, which is completely normal. Everything is under control, but is really also to be able to use some capabilities of the platform of GitLab, especially one that is based on the troubleshoot of your pipeline. So how it's working, let me maybe what I'm going to do is to go to here to the project, and from the project that we have, let me go to one pipeline, whatever the project that I select. Yeah, perfect. So there is a pipeline and there is a job, the linter that failed. And here, and it's made by David. So good job. So you have the pipeline that basically there is an error into the pipeline. So based on this error, so you can use the button, which is the troubleshoot. So of course, there is multiple way to be able to do that. Usually what you're doing, so whatever the CI/CD tool that you're using, so you have a problem, you see the problem, you go to the logs, You try to identify what's happening into, let me close that. You try to identify what's happening into that slug. Maybe you don't know exactly what's happening. So when you have an error, for example, this error, if you are not familiar with this error, if you are familiar, that's easy. But if you don't have the knowledge, you are going to do a copy paste. Then you are going to open your preferred, your favorite web browser. From the web browser, you are going to pass that. You are going to pass the error to find something in Stack Overflow or any forum when other people are going to have the same issue. You are going to read a lot of posts and to be able to find ones with the checked that is verified by someone that is the resolution, and you are going to take time basically to be able to helping you to take those information about what's happening. So that's why that we have integrated, so within GitLab, the troubleshoot, which is going to have a look into basically everything that I described during these 30 seconds. It's something that we're doing in just 1-2 seconds. We just click on this button and it's going to read the log. It's going to have a look into so going to an LLM, of course, that has this knowledge. And basically it's going to go to be able to find the root cause of the problem, to explain what is it, so based on the information there, and to provide some way to fix the issue, and at least to be able to give you some way and some alternative about what could happen. That's quite powerful, because the idea of those capability and just with this button is really to be able to reduce the time that one job or your pipeline is failed, which is really, really important because we want to automate everything. So that's why that bringing and using AI to be able to accelerate that and providing some value to be able to increase your velocity or your productivity is very important. And as you can see, it's not AI to be able to generate code, but it's really AI to helping you to understand and to find the root cause of an issue, which is quite interesting. So this is it. So when you have that, so you need to change your pipeline. When you change your pipeline, so exactly as David has made, so you have the pipeline that is running. Everything it's perfect. And when it's done, the next section, because you finished this issue, so you go from the different issue that is open. So if it's done and if you finished, David, so please close this issue. So I see that you put it into in progress, which is good. So close it. So like this, I will be able to see it. And here from the CI/CD, which is this one as well, that is closed. And that is closed and that's been done. Do you have any question about this, the number 2, and for those who need to also to finish? So this is basically and roughly what needs to be done. Oh yes, another thing that needs to be done is to be able, important things of course, is to be able to create the component, just to get familiar with this reusable component. And to create the component is that if you go back to your at the group level, let me go back into my project, this one. So if you go back to the group level, from the group level, you are going to create this subgroup. So at the same level of your application, so you are going to have a CI/CD component group. So inside the CI/CD, you are going to have the golden path component. From this golden path component, so you are going to change the settings at one point to be able to make it as published into the main catalog. And on that, so you will see so how it's look like. So to deploy and the process that we're doing to be able to deploy this component. So everything is already scripted, it's just copy paste. And basically how you are going to define your component inside. So basically I'm using some, some input, as you can see, as a for name of your jobs to be able to have the same logic. So basically, instead of having, let's imagine that instead of you having to create all the time all those 3 steps and then to create a component, so you just take all that time that you took individually, and let's say that you are going to have the platform team who is doing for you once and to create this component. Then this component will be, as I mentioned, published or will be visible, or we will give you this information. And for you, you will just have to refer and to do reference to this component, which is golden. And you see here, it's all the component that you all created. At the beginning, we were only two components, and now we have all the components that you're creating. So right now, this is something that, as you can see, it's very easy to be able to create. And each time that you are going to create a new version of the component, so you are going to have a new release, a new version, and is also going to helping you to manage as well the update of the right component without having to, to break any pipeline inside your organization. So really important self-service part as well, and to be able to make sure that from the platform team and the users, so we have some way to collaborate in an efficient, so some way to collaborate in the efficient manner. Any question or any message that I need to highlight? No, seems to be okay. So the Q&A, there is no open question right now. So I see there is some discussion that you have made, that you handled. So Lucas and Charlotte, thank you. And just for us, so just very quickly, just to take 1 minute. So I just open a pool just to be able to know that you can find into the section pool, which is on the Zoom chat, the Zoom application. So if you if you click on more, and you should see a pool that is open to you. So just it's just a check-in, just to know if I need to. So I have the good pace for the workshop, or if I need to slow down, or if I need to go faster. So if you can take 10 seconds just to reply to that poll, it will just helping us as well to adapt to you. Relaunch the pool. Let me relaunch the pool. Okay, so now you should see the pool. Okay, too fast. Let's see, take time. Okay, there is 23 people. I'll give you just 1 minute. Okay, just 10 seconds for the pool. Yeah, it's the pipeline taking time for the second exercise. That's true, Jake. Yes, thank you for the feedback. I should probably have, let me stop the pool just to, if I click to share, you see the answer. I don't know if I can share it like this, or if you see it. So basically, it's yes, the pace is just right, but a bit fast, a bit too fast, sorry. So let's take, yes, much time, and to be able to give you more time to experiment, and we're going to change that to make sure that we're going to have everyone happy. Okay. So let's go back to that part. So everything that we have done until now. So we have do the planification. So we have planned our work with the issue board, and the different milestone. So then we are starting to develop the pipelines and to create a component, a reusable component, and to integrate those components into our pipeline. And you were able to see how it's look like from what the pipeline that you have and how you are going to include one component. Once again, the idea is really to be able to simplify, to reduce the cognitive load and to simplify life for the users. And now what we are going to enable is the integrated security aspect. Because as part of GitLab, of course, so we provide the pipeline, but also we provide a large set of scanners to be able to helping you to really cover all the security aspect of your application. So when we talk about the scanners, so that's good to have scanners, right? You have scanners, from the scanners, it's generating reports. Everyone can do that. But what will be important is how you are going to reuse those reports to be actionables. And that's really, really important. And that's something it's native and is integrated within GitLab. There is the scanners, but what will be really important, and all the time when we're talking about software security, what you're looking for basically is really a better security governance. And that's basically what's going to make really the difference, and to be able to make sure that at the end you will be able to deliver more secure application. So on that, so you will see, and we're going to make the governance in place. You are going to add as well some security job. So when we're talking about security job, security scanners, so I'm talking about, for example, the SAST, the static application security testing, to be able to scan the code that you produce, that you write. But is not all, because you also need to be able to apply some dependency scanning or container scanning to be able to check the third-party libraries that you import into your code, to be able to make sure there is not a breach into them, and also to be able to see if you are up to date based on those libraries. But you want to check all the security, the secret, so secret detection, if there is any token by mistake you put some logins, to be able to catch them as quick as possible, to be able to fix those issues. You have also the DAS, the dynamic application security testing, means that when you deploy your application, so you expose some APIs, and through those API, it's also a way that hackers can take advantage. And this is also something that you like to test, to be able to make sure that everything is okay. So the idea is really to be able to bring you all those capabilities, and from those capabilities to bring the governance and the process with that. Here, so I think that you are really familiar about the costs of remediating the security vulnerability, because if you find a vulnerability in production, it's going to be more costly, because if it's in production, that means that it's impacting maybe your business, right? Your risk, your reputation. So it could be important, and to be able to fix it. So basically, because it's in production, so the DevOps team will be there, the operation team will be involved, security team as well, developer, lead developer, you will have to create tickets, everyone need to work in urgency. So basically, it's going to, you are going to bring a lot of resources, a lot of efforts to be able to fix that. But if you are able to catch those vulnerability when you're developing your code, so basically, you are not going to have face any security, let's say, people or the ops people, the dev people. It will be only on the developer phase. So like a bug that you are going to fix. And that is really important. And that's what we want to enable within GitLab, is the fact that we want really to be able to use what we call the shift left, security testing, which means that instead of waiting to go into production to be able to do some benchmark and to test absolutely everything from the security, we want to be able to do it. So basically at the pipeline level, so directly to be able also to provide visibility to anyone into the organization. Of course, you can do also shift left and do it into your ID, which is also good. But from the ID and your ID, nobody else than the developer will be able to have a control, which means that if you're talking about scalability and you're talking about an enterprise way to be able to catch vulnerabilities, so everything is going to start really at the pipeline level, because this is the only way when everything is together from the merge request, pull request, whatever, that you are going to share those knowledge and you will have basically a good status about how your application is, if it's secure, if there is some bug and so on. And we are just going to reuse that, but not only for bugs, for testing, integration testing, but also from the security aspect. So for that, some metrics about the impact of what we call GitLab Ultimate, that's bring this, so all these security scanner to cover all the aspects of the application security, but also that's going to bring everything that we call around the compliance and also the governance. So I'm going to go very fast on that part. So you will see, and I'm going to show you how it looks like, is that basically what you are going to have is that, let me take this one, let's take this one. So on this project, so what we will get is, if I go back into, let's say, it's on another session, you will be able to have this section which is secure. And you can see that you have plans, so code, build, secure. So every part and stage of your software delivery lifecycle is basically represented here. And on secure, everything that we are going to provide from the security aspect is the security dashboard to be able to follow the vulnerability over time, to be able also to have some security status, to be able to see, okay, which project I need my attention. So what is the priority, which is also really important to be able to plan and to prioritize everything, because of course you are going to have some vulnerabilities. So no, I mean, I don't teach you anything, but what will be most important is how you are going to handle those vulnerability in the good manner. So security dashboard is going to bring you this this overview. Then you are going to have the vulnerability report. So from the vulnerability report, so for example, at the group level, we're going to gather all the vulnerability detected from all my subgroup or projects. So I will be able to see all those vulnerabilities, and from all those vulnerabilities, so you will be able to click on them. So for example, I have a lot of critical one. I click, and from that, I will be able to get really nice description about, okay, I have issue, I have my issue, so where I'm coming from project, where it's located, from that exactly, what is taking different problem, the different identifier. And of course, if I need to do anything, for example, I can use something, the AI, to be able to helping you to better understand, so what is this vulnerability. So a bit like the root cause analysis from the pipeline, failed pipeline. But here it's really focused on the vulnerability that is taking all the context here to be able to explain, okay, what is those vulnerability, where is located, what is the impact. So why without server-side encryption, it's going to be a problem. Just an example to see, okay, how it's vulnerable and how an attacker and hackers can take advantage of those information. And of course, at the end, it's going to provide you so some ways to be able to, to encrypt, for example, here my S3 bucket to be able to fix and resolve these vulnerabilities. So really just an example, so how we also using the AI to be able to accelerate you the way to not only get awareness about what is the problem, but also to be able to help you to fix it very quickly. Vulnerability report, you will be able to get, oops. Let me do it again, or it's me. No, all good. So you will be able to get dependency list as well. So the dependencies, so I don't run any dependency list. So during this workshop, but you will be able to get those information. And also what will be also interesting is that you are going to have those policies where you will see, so basically the pipeline execution. So without anyone, so you can be able to define, okay, which job you would like to enforce into a set of projects at the group level or at the project level. And then you apply this execution policy, which means that by default, all the time that someone is going to run the pipeline, even if it's not defined, you know, into the .gitlab -ci YAML from the developer. So it will be added so dynamically. So it's a way really to be able to be compliant and to be able to make sure that, yes, the job that the organization needs to be compliant will be run, will be executed. And this is what the pipeline is doing. And then the second part of the, another part of the workshop is to be able to add some merge request approval, which means that you will be able to define some rules to be able to say, oh, if I find one critical vulnerability for the secret detection, for example, I want to block the pipeline. And something that is also really important because we want some guardrail and we want to make sure that not only, for example, we have those capabilities with the code owner to be able to say that if I change one file, so I will have to, if I change one file, so I will have to do some code review. So this is something that I can enforce. But now we will be able to do it also at the security level to be able to make sure that no vulnerability or identified vulnerabilities will escape basically the development phase. And that is really, really important to have both the pipeline execution and the merge request approvals to be able to make sure that you enabled, that you put in practice this shift left security testing. So to go back to the workshop, so what you need to do right now is to go, so after you finish the second one, so you go to the third one on that. So I'm going to give you, because we have 15 minutes, I'm just thinking, let's say 20 minutes, because they still have some pipeline that need to run. To go through, yes, to put in the compliance, to be able to add some scanners into your pipeline, to enable the shift left as well, and to be able to see everything in action. And same thing, so if you have any questions, so just let us know and we will be able to troubleshoot you in live. So I put, yes, 20. Yes, let's go for 20 minutes and we will see, and I will try to adapt to your pace as well. So I'll see you in a bit. Hop. Donc, est-ce que vous avez pu avancer? Laissez-moi voir.
In English, in English.
Yes, yes, in English. I switch languages. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. And thanks, Luca. So yes, just to check if you managed to make some progress. I think you need more time for the security and integrating the different policies, right? Yes, more time. Okay. So let's have more time. I will add some 10 minutes more, and let's see where we are. And just Erdem, can you tell me where you are in the instruction? Just to know, yes, roughly where you are. Okay, preventing security policies. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so I will let you, yes, 10 more minutes, and then we will wrap. Let's do that. See you in a bit. So hello again. So let's see where we are right now. Okay, yes, 10 people are finished the pipeline execution policy, which is good. Just very quickly so I go through the chat and everything seems to be fixed. So yes, Erdem, so basically from the UI, so sometimes you need to refresh the page in order to be able to get the latest version. And sometimes it's working. So this is basically something also that we're trying to improve. But yes, most of the time when you want to see yes what's happening, it's like any web page. So you just refresh the page, and you will be able to have the latest stages. We are 17 minutes to to the end of the workshop. Just to be able to make sure what we need to done. So with the third section.
Yeah, just before Madhu, I saw Daniel in the chat. I wanted to vocalize this one because it's a great question. So, can the pipeline we create for the security scanning policies be versioned and released in the same way we version and release components? So basically, how the pipeline execution policy works, you include an existing YAML file within the policy, so you won't have the release part. Basically, that is available within the policy.
Yes, exactly. And let me
No, really.
just to be able to show. So yes, what's happening? So yes, of course, there is no policies there. And of course, so what we're doing is that so you can include so the versioning and the release component into the job that you include into your that you include inside your compliance framework, your pipeline execution policies. But the policy itself basically is taking the latest version of the definition. So what I would like to go and to get is okay, I take one, a random one. So on that we have, yes, the security groups. And what you mentioned, Daniel, oh, sorry. And what you have, Daniel, is the fact that when you define here your security policies, which is attached to a project, so it will be the latest version that is defined there. And yes, we could create a pipeline with component inside to be used in the pipeline execution policy and version in that way. Yes, yes. And basically, if you want to update these execution policies, so if we see the definition that you have here, and let's say that I would like to go back into my project. So as you can see, everything that we are doing as well. So we're using the configuration as code or security as code. That means that we're using so the Git the Git capabilities to be able to do also versioning into everything that is related to the pipeline that we have. And yes, and this is the policies that we have, and this is the latest version that has been defined. You see that here it's pointing into that project and that file. Of course, inside that project and that file, you can also define the branch that you want to get focus on. And inside the definition that is there on the group security policies, you will be able to include inside, as you did into the previous exercise. So instead of having all the stages, and oh, you see that, okay, we're already using some components versioning. So we're using as well template and components here. And as you can see, you can really mix match everything that you need to be able to create your own center of excellence when we're talking about pipeline. But yeah, thank you for your question, Daniel. Just before that, yes, Daniel, if you can copy paste your question into the Q&A, because even if we don't reply in live, so we'll be able to send a follow-up email with, of course, the recording, with the slide deck as well after. So just to make sure that we don't miss any, yes, any question that you can ask, because the chat is not, we don't have, yes, the chat is not recorded. So yes, thank you for that. Just quickly, just to be able to finish. So this is the integrating security. The goal of that part is to be able to, let me go back here, is basically without changing the definition of our pipeline here. Here, as you can see on the pipeline, is just about the component to be able to have the build, the test, and the linter that is running. But if we have a look into the execution, because, so thanks to the security policies that we apply, so we were able to inject those jobs automatically. And this is something that just think about the scalability that you can provide, because here you apply that at the project level, but you can also apply the same thing at the group level, which means that, for example, for your entire organization, you will be able to enforce some specific job very easily with the compliance that we provide within GitLab. And of course, when we have all that is running, so if you go to the section secured on that, so you will have information about, oh, you don't have those information here. Yes, it's empty. So basically it's empty because the pipeline that has been run hasn't, so you need to run it into your default branch. So when you run the pipeline on your default branch, you will have those reports will be populated with the same information that I showed you previously. So yes, you do that, you enforce, you see the shift left basically, and you have a merge request as well. So Andreas, we see that you have a merge request with one approval that is needed. And from those merge requests, what also will be important, once again, generating report or information is easy. Everyone can do it. And the strengths and the advantage of GitLab is really to reuse our collaborative platform to be able to gather all those information, to be able to reduce the time of remediation. And on that, what you will be able to see, for example, here is really that you have the pipeline that is run. From the pipeline, very quickly, you will see all the new vulnerability that has been detected. So as previously, there were no vulnerabilities. So basically, everything is here fresh. So there is no problem with the dependency scanning, but we have some vulnerability from the SAST and from the container scanning and one from the secret detection that is there. And you apply some merge request security approvals to be able to block the merge request, which means that as long as there is no approvals, and you can see that it could have a lot of different way, but here, because it's missing some approvals, so basically the merge request is blocked and you don't have the button to be able to merge this branch into your default branch or your main branch. And this is the kind of guardrails that we provide within GitLab. And of course, we have this way to be able to have some alternatives, but at least to be able to say, okay, there is a leak check. So there is this secret and token that is inside the code. And from this code, so basically, if it's a, for example, false positive, or if it's a problem that's okay, managed, so at least you will know that, okay, I need to have a look and I need to reach out to Logan for Logan to be able to review that code that I'm going to add him, for example, as a reviewer, to be able to come here to the merge request. And once again, when Logan, which is completely out of context, that's going into the merge request, so very quickly, is going to have all the information he needs to be able to make his decision faster. So what is the pipeline? So what's happening into the different change? What is the problem that has been found? Of course, it's going until the file directly, and from the file, is able to see very quickly, oh, okay, there is something about the description, but let's say it's not a token, or the token is okay, or whatever we have. So basically, you have to fix it. So if you fix it, so the issue will be resolved, and the pipeline will be open, and that's okay. So basically, you will be able to go. Or if you need to go quickly for diverse reason and you need to go into, because you have some urgency and you need to go. So basically, Logan will be able to push that button in order to be able to make approvals. So for example, here I make some approvals, which is okay, but here is really about Logan who should approve that to be able to unlock the merge request. And that's as well the way to approve. So it is really important because it's also helping us to making sure that the code review process, has been done into the pipeline. So same thing, you have the process and the guardrail to be able to make sure that all the best practices, shift left, doing code review, and others will be applied. So within the tool, within the platform, so within GitLab. Yes, so that's part. The other one, it's about the data. So the last one. So on this one, so very quickly, because we are not going to have the time to do it all together, but at least is to be able to provide you some information. So basically, with the platform and with GitLab, we're collecting all the information that's happening, for example, during this workshop. So with that, you are going to find some at the analyze menu. So you are going to have a lot of different statistics that will be going to be really, really helpful for you to be able to understand what's happening, if you are good at, to be able to measure against the DORA metrics. So it's basically 4 metrics, 2 on the velocity of your deployment and 2 on the quality of what you deployed. That's going to help so any organization, to be able to monitor basically the performance of their software factory. And that is also important, and those metrics that's automatically calculated within GitLab. We have also all this aspect about the value stream dashboard that is also really interesting to see. And everything is under the fourth issues that we have. Just to show you how it's look like on this. So you have this section. So on the bottom left menu, let me go here. So you have here analyze, and from analyze, you are going to have a lot of different metrics and analytics to be able to see here, for example, the number of release that has been made. So I will find some details about the deployment frequency, lead time, time to restore services, and the change failures rate. What will be important, and the one that's collect and giving the more value, it's the value stream dashboard, because it's from the value stream dashboard that you will be able to get information about, okay, the number of users, the number of issues that has been created, so last month and this month. So that's basically taking also a bit of time to be able to gather all the information. So let me show you, not on the session today, but on the session and the information that we've done last week. For example, here there is 20 issues that has been made, the number of group project that has been created. You are going to have some lead time that is calculated between the 2 months, the number of issues that has been also creating, different information. You will be able to get those DORA metrics as well. that is going to be really interesting. And also we want to provide information about what the evolution basically of the critical and the high vulnerabilities over time. On top of that, there is this big, let's say, executive summary about what's happening into your project. And if we go in detail into one, so this is at the group level that we have those information. And if I go to my project level, so I will have, of course, more information about who contribute. You will be able to get some value stream and create your own value stream analytics as well. So this one is empty because I don't collect all the information, and the range should be bigger than that. Let's say everything that we have here. So I will have the information from the comments, from the test stage. That means that when a merge request starting and when I finish to build the last time that we build the merge request, so it's taking the median time, it's 4 minutes, and you will be able to get all those information and so basically on that part, so everything that needs to be done for the fourth exercise, so will be on the analyze. And just have a look, go through the different items to be able to see, okay, all the metrics that we provide, because yes, there is a lot of metrics and really useful to enable the continuous improvement for your organization. So on that, so I'm going to finish and close here. So 1 minute to the end. Just for you to know, so the environment will be available a couple of days after that. So you still have time to finish the workshop by your own. If you have any question, you are going to have our Slack, our emails that you can also ping us. So if needed. But after the session, you are going to have a follow-up email with the recording of the session, plus the slide deck, and the response of some question as well, just for you to be able to keep track on that. And yes, otherwise, so really thank you for everyone who joined us today. So it was a pleasure, and all the interaction that you have with us during the chat and during the question. So we hope that you enjoyed this session and you learn things. And thank you, Jake, for your feedback about, yes, the troubleshoot with you and with the AI. So it's just a subset of what cool things we can do with AI. And here it's without agent, but we have also agent, and we are preparing some workshop as well to be able to provide you some experience with the the incoming Duo agent platform. So just stay tuned. Yes, thank you for everyone. Thank you as well for Charlotte and Lucas for the support during this session. And just, yes, you can find us into LinkedIn or into email. So if you have any questions, so we are really yes, they are all welcome, and it will be really appreciated. So thank you, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye.